The digital age is truly upon us. And in recent years, there's no development more talked about than Bitcoin. Forget about dollars, pounds, and euros. Now, we're in the era of digital gold. But what is a Bitcoin? How much is one Bitcoin worth? And could you mine your way to a Bitcoin fortune? It's time to hodl your Bitcoin. This is What If. And here's what would happen if you had 1 million Bitcoin. In 2009, a new software code was released by a person who called themselves Satoshi Nakamoto. Fast forward to 2021, and that software code has grown in size. It's now worth over $647 billion. We're talking about Bitcoin, the revolutionary digital currency that's been causing quite a buzz. Whether you know your Doge from your doggy or are a complete crypto novice, we have you covered. So imagine that you have 1 million Bitcoin. What could you buy with all that Bitcoin? If you're not sure how Bitcoin works, here are the basics. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency. There's no central bank and anyone can own Bitcoin. The transactions are verified over a network using cryptography, which is sending information using codes. This makes the info super secure. All the transactions that have ever been created are stored on a public ledger called a blockchain. But you may be asking, where do all these Bitcoin come from? Cryptocurrency uses the term mining, which is adding verified transaction records to the blockchain. This accounting work might be recorded by payment in new Bitcoin, but you have to add 1 megabyte of transactions to have a chance of getting paid. Otherwise, you get nothing. So, depending on how much data is in each transaction, you might have to add thousands of verified transactions to have a chance at earning your Bitcoin reward. And after that, you need to go through the verification process and be the first miner to solve a complex mathematical problem. This is known as proof of work. Then you get your reward. But here's the really unusual part. The number of Bitcoin is limited. Once all the Bitcoin have been mined, that's it. And it's been calculated that all the Bitcoin will be mined by the year 2140. After that, who knows what will happen? So now that we know what Bitcoin is and how to mine it, how much is 1 Bitcoin worth? Well, just like any currency, its value changes. Back in the early days, 1 Bitcoin was worth almost nothing. It had value, but few people took it seriously, and there was no market or exchange where you could use it. It all seems a bit reminiscent of another crypto that's been in the news recently. Dogecoin and crypto's favorite dog are making headlines for more than just being cute. Anyway, back to Bitcoin. In 2010, it was reported that someone tried to auction 10,000 Bitcoin for $50, but no one bought them. What would those 10,000 Bitcoin be worth today? Well, back in 2010, 1 Bitcoin was worth less than 1 cent. Yeah, you heard that correctly. It was basically worthless. And now, at the time of making this video, buying 1 Bitcoin would set you back a cool $44,000. If you had bought that stash of Bitcoins and still had them, you'd have a fortune. It would be worth $440 million. So today, you're not likely to buy even 1 Bitcoin. Unless you're Elon Musk and buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Just like doing the weekly shopping. That brings us back to mining. Could you mine your way to a fortune in Bitcoin? The simple answer is no. Unfortunately, the way Bitcoin was designed means that as each block is mined, it gets harder to mine the next one. It takes more time and computing power to mine that next block. The one downside of mining Bitcoin is the enormous amount of power you need to make the computations. It takes a lot of electricity, and as you know, that costs money. One thing that doesn't cost a lot of money and is shown to increase your performance are these products from this episode's sponsor, Neuro. Neuro Mints and Neuro Gum are designed to help you better your mind and to do more. These mints and gum are easy to carry around. Imagine your health supplement in your pocket. You can take it throughout the day instead of one dose in the morning. They're sugar-free, gluten-free, vegan, and they work much faster than drinks or supplements. I like that there are two formulations, the Energy and Focus products, which are shown to improve brain performance, and the Calm and Clarity line, which uses ingredients scientifically shown to reduce stress and stabilize mood. And because these are gum and mints, they're easy to carry around. They taste good, and best of all, they freshen your breath. Go to getneuro.com to order and better your state of mind now. That's GETNEURO.com. Use the promo code WHATIF for 15% off your first order. So, what if you had 1 million Bitcoin that you had secretly stashed away over a decade ago? Well, you can't spend it in Bolivia or Nepal since they've banned Bitcoin. But a 2020 survey by Zogby Analytics found that 1/3 of the small businesses in the US will accept cryptocurrency as payment. Bigger companies that accept Bitcoin include Microsoft and some airlines, chain restaurants, professional sports teams, and at least one real estate firm in England. In reality, though, the chances of you or me getting that much Bitcoin is depressingly slim. But there's no denying it. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. So who knows what we'll use to pay for our pizzas 10 years from now? It could be Bitcoin, or maybe one of the other cryptocurrencies that are out there. Or we could still be using good old dollars, yen, yuan, or euros. Who knows? But what if you had $100 billion to spend? Well, that's a story for another What If.